Right, hello ladies and gents. So we're here to talk about The Batman, and obviously here on Sundays we do things slightly differently, a little bit more chilled, a little bit more conversational, as they say. So hope you're all having a fantastic weekend. This is an interesting one, personally. I watched this news drop late yesterday at some point. And it's all to do with the sort of Bruce Wayne dynamic, courtesy of the director, basically saying that it's his take on it was looking at it from like an adapted version of like a Kurt Cobain. That was his inspiration. Quite strange, you know, upon first glance, but also somewhat inspired, I would argue. So this all came courtesy of Empire Online. And we see here, so the Batman is clearly going to deliver a take on the Dark Knight unlike anything we've seen on screen before. I would say that that's... I would agree with that, quite frankly, definitely. Looking at those trailers, yeah, I'm sure some people would make a comparison to Nolan's, but I mean, yeah, no, I would say it's, a fairly unique take, that's for sure. But then we get some interesting, some comments from Matt Reeves to Empire Online, and then you start to realise, oh, that makes sense as to why that song was used in the trailer. So Matt Reeves said, and I quote, "When I write, I listen to music. And I was writing the first act. I put on Nirvana's Something in the Way. That's when it came to me that rather than make Bruce Wayne the Playboy version we've seen before, there's another version who had gone through a great tragedy and become a recluse. So I started making this connection to Gus Van Sant's Last Days and the idea of this fictionalized version of Kurt Cobain being in this kind of decaying manner." Interesting. I quite like that idea, personally. I think it offers, like I said, quite a like an inspired dynamic. I think that will unfortunately play to a lot of the individuals that are like, oh, it's emo Robert Pattinson, buh. And I can see that will rally up a lot of people and sort of further their hatred for this movie, because there does seem to be a lot of undue hatred for this movie, and it's not even out yet, let's be honest, and a lot of the stuff that we've seen does look good. So I think that will unfortunately rally up a lot of hatred to those people that are like, oh, you know, he's just a little emo boy, go cry in the rain and blah, all this kind of stuff. Them saying, oh yeah, it's inspired by Kurt Cobain. Yeah, I can see that. That will push that. But I will say, like I said, inspired, because you know, as Matt Reeves says, there are two versions that I guess you could go with, right? You could go with this guy that sort of puts on this facade of this, you know, millionaire playboy that's going out banging chicks left, right, and centre, driving these fast cars, you know, being an absolute boss, you know, a Chad in the public eye, as it were, and then behind closed doors, being this kind of Kurt Cobain-esque character that's, you know, sort of, well, I say Kurt Cobain, but you know what I mean, a little bit sort of subdued, very much a recluse, doesn't really associate with anyone else behind closed doors, only does it for the facade, and then obviously, you know, becomes a sort of vigilante, you know, along the way. But I think pushing to have this sort of character that stays inside, does all of that, will offer a very interesting approach and potentially portrayal of this character, because how do you separate the two then at that point? Now, you can absolutely have a recluse that is definitely not a vigilante. Like, of course, you know, that doesn't mean that you could kind of put two and two together that easily, that quickly. But it does offer, you know, an interesting discussion as to how will Matt Reeves differentiate that in the public eye of the Gotham citizens. You know, how do you remove this sort of, you know, millionaire playboy out of that arena massively? So that's interesting, like I said. And then he said even further, so actor Robert Pattinson, was super on board with that take on Bruce Wayne, revealing, and I quote, "Bruce has been hiding away. He's not really a socialite at all. He's building all these little contraptions and things, just with Alfred. And even Alfred thinks he's gone insane." So there's two things in there. Well, there's a few things in there, but two things which immediately jumps out to me is that there's no Lucius Fox. It seems that this is Bruce Wayne's intelligence building all of these things. That's cool. You know, we've seen you know, a super intelligent Batman that does all of these things in the past. Batman the Animated Series, he did a lot of his own stuff. He built a lot of his own stuff, built the tech, worked the tech. And we've not really seen that in a live action before. We've not seen... We've had characters, Batman characters, not have a Lucius Fox type. Obviously, we only had that in Nolan's. But we've never seen them build the stuff, you know? Whereas this guy, this version, is appearing to build all of the contraptions and actually, you know, uses smarts, I guess. And Batman is an incredibly intelligent man, supposed to be in lore anyway. So I like that. I like that a lot. And then the other thing is the fact that he says, you know, he's just with Alfred, and even Alfred thinks he's gone insane. I mean, you would, wouldn't you? You would. You know, you're looking at this boy that you helped take care of, and now he's, you know, donning a bat suit, running around with you know, bat-shaped knives and all this kind of stuff. You'd be like, my God, he's absolutely mental. Let's call Arkham Asylum. Like, you really would. You'd be like, Jesus Christ, what is this guy doing? But obviously, being the fact that he is, you know, his sort of ward, he's not going to call Arkham Asylum on him. But it is funny that even Robert Pattinson notes, yeah, like even Alfred thinks he's actually gone insane. And he said further, he's been out every single night for 2 years, getting beaten up and shot and stabbed and burnt. And it shows, which we've seen in the trailer, because there's a shot of Robert Pattinson's you know, back view where he's putting a shirt on. You can see all the scars on him, and that's good. It's good to have a scarred and battered Batman, because you would be from this stuff. So it's good that they do that, I think, personally. If you're trying to ground it anyway, definitely have them scarred up. And this is interesting. He says there's a bullet graze on the cowl right at the beginning, and I don't think that's been done before. Nice. I think that's really cool. And then we also had some really cool images drop, which you can see here. Great image, I think, personally. Yeah, really, really cool. I love the outfit. I think the outfit's rad as hell. So this is obviously the Batman. And this looks to be around the sort of scene where he beats up the Joker gang, by the looks of it. And then we've got this image here of him, obviously, as the Bruce Wayne character building crap in his sort of underground bunker area thing. So there you go. You know, we've got a sort of a Batman version of Bruce Wayne, of Kurt Cobain thing. Interesting. What do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comment section. I'm personally really looking forward to this film. Are you? Let me know down below. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. Follow me over on Twitter and Instagram at MrHreviews. Thank you all so much there, guys. Have a great weekend. Take care.